My name's Vaughan and I play the Lirone, which you can also call Lira de Gamba, and I'm going to be playing that for the Pinchgut Opera production of Poppea, Monteverdi. The Lirone is actually a blown-up version of a lira de braccio, which also had lots of strings and frets on the neck, and it was played on the shoulder like a violin is. And in the sort of late 1400s and 1500s, that was an instrument that people would play and accompany themselves while they were reciting sort of epic poetry. As we got into the 1500s, the Italians had the idea that this lira de braccio was a pretty cool instrument, and they wanted to make a big one. So hence the Lirone was born. And so this instrument is a blown up version of those, and they have quite a varying number of strings. This particular instrument has 14 strings, which is tuned in a very rather interesting manner, a reentrant tuning so-called, which sounds like this. So it goes up, down, up, down, up, down, all the way across. But some of them had 11 strings, some had up to 16 strings, I think. There's only, I think, 4 or 5 surviving original instruments of these in the world, one of which is in a shoebox in Dresden in bits. It was blown up during World War II, so we just have photos and bits remaining. So in terms of original instruments, very few, but they're all through the iconography, so we know that they were used quite often. How we actually use the Lirone is it's part of what's called the continuo group of instruments. During the Baroque times, continuo instruments are all the harmony instruments like the harpsichord, the harp, the oboes and guitars, and this was a member of that group of instruments. So by itself, it's actually virtually useless. See, the bridge is very, very flat. So that means that you get at least 4 strings at one time. So if I play it without doing anything with my left hand, it just... So this instrument fills in the harmony, but the sound of the Lirone is a very interesting one. It's part accordion, part consort of viols. It's amazing. So it's the only string instrument that I know that bows whole chords. So its function is a coloristic one. So the Lirone was prized in Italy for accompanying singers particularly. So it's just an accompanying instrument, and it's just used to give this unique colour and effect in certain moments. So in a work like Monteverdi's Poppea, Erin, our conductor, in consultation with us musicians, he'll have ideas about where we can employ different instruments from the continuo team, like the Lirone, to achieve certain musical effects. So this one tends to be a sort of a magical, ethereal sort of sound, or it's good for gentle moments. And so that, or sometimes in a Baroque opera, we will pair different instruments from the continuo section with a certain character, which means that character it kind of gives sort of musical continuity to that character. But it's really up to the director how to employ all those different instruments.